Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at quite a few different things here. We're going to be going over me doing some Dynamax raids with my local group, and I pulled out with something really juicy, so stay tuned for that, as well as talking about the ambassador program and how it could potentially benefit your community. Maybe you already have one, and we're going to be going over some perks and free items that you could potentially get in the future when you do these check-ins through Campfire. And hopefully in the future, with the new feature that they're going to be releasing in Pokemon Go, you can maybe just check in through the game. But I don't know if they're actually going to do that. I think they're going to make Campfire stay relevant by allowing you, or at least having you go in there to check in. So I'll go ahead and throw up an image really quick. I did blur some stuff out here to keep privacy out. So I did go to a local meetup here. My local group that I hang out with, perfect. They're the best. So we were walking around downtown, and I got to tell you, it was a chilly ass day. It was super cold. I had the touchscreen gloves on and everything, and my goodness, I need to live in the tropical weather or something. So we had a decent amount, and yeah, pretty good stuff. So you can go in there. A particular person doesn't need to be an ambassador to make these check-in or at least a meetup times, but an ambassador does need to make a particular kind of check-in for their rank, and you're going to see if you do check in with them for particular events, you will be getting items for free, or at least tasks to complete to get free items, okay, which will cost you 0. So I had a good time, checked in and all that stuff. Now let's go ahead and just take a look at these items here, and then we'll see what it does take to become an ambassador and how to do that. I'm going to kind of walk you through it. We're going to brush over what they have laid out for us as far as the qualifications that you need. All right, so taking a look at this from G4, shout out to him over there on Twitter. All right, so these are in beta mode, I was told by a local person today, so don't expect these to be out right now, but in the future, or maybe in certain places, it might be working for you, but don't expect it quite yet, but this will be coming in the future. All right, so when an ambassador, somebody who has been appointed by Niantic, which I'm going to get a little ahead of myself, but they're not working for Niantic, they're not a volunteer apparently, but they're volunteering, which is a little bit weird as they word it. Essentially, they're just an independent person who enjoys having these meetups and kind of coordinating and helping the locals get together, okay? So when those people make a meetup for particular times, so for Spotlight Hour, if they make one and you check in there, what you could get for free as tasks are, this is going to be for Spotlight Hour, catch 30 Pokemon for 10 Pokeballs, transfer 20 Pokemon for Ultra Balls, and then explore 1 kilometer for, or Great Balls and then Ultra Balls, right? And then you'll get a Super Incubator. This is all for free, simply because you checked in. Not bad. Research days, complete 10 field research tasks for Stardust, spin 20 Pokestops for Ultra Balls, catch 15 Pokemon for berries. So it's okay. And then all the total rewards are going to be a lure, lucky egg, and an incense. I mean, these are premium items you can get for free. Not bad. Hatch day, if you check in, you're going to be exploring 2 kilometers. While in a party for Stardust, hatch 3 eggs for XP, spend 20 Pokestops while in a party for berries, and then you're going to get a Super Incubator. On PvP battle days, which I guess you can go check in. You're going to more than likely just be home battling all day because you have to do so many damn battles. You're just sitting there battling. But if you so happen to check in and your ambassador makes the check-in for it, you have catch 20 Pokemon for Pokeballs, defeat 3 Team Go Rocket Grunts during Go Battle Day. I mean, okay. For Stardust, spend 20 Pokestops for XP, and then you're going to get a super, or not a super, a Rocket Radar, okay? And then moving it on here for raids or raid days, you're going to get 12 or use 12 berries to catch a Pokemon for Pineapple Berries, win 2 raids for XP, and then use 3 super effective charge attacks for Stardust, and you're going to get a premium raid pass. Community days, which is going to be the most where most people are going to be checking in. This is the most realistic one that you're going to be seeing here, okay? So community days here is going to be complete 1 party challenge for Pineapple Berries. Oh, come on. Trade 1 Pokemon for Ultra Balls, catch 30 Pokemon for Stardust, or for XP, sorry. And then your rewards, which are pretty damn good, a lure module, star piece, and an incense, okay? So that's more than likely the one you're going to be doing. Max Mondays / max events, you're going to be seeing win 2 battles for XP, collect 300 MP, max particles for Great Balls, and then power up a Pokemon 10 times for Stardust, and then ultimately you're going to get 800 MP. And then General, I don't know what General means, just a random event. You will be seeing catch 20 Pokemon while in a party for berries, spin 20 Pokestops while in a party for XP, and then use 12 berries to catch Pokemon for Stardust, and then you're going to get 2 incense and then 1 lure module. So there you go. That's going to be all campfire check-ins, and it should just kind of convert into your game once this is all live. Now, we need to keep going here. I don't want to make this too long. So going over and brushing over this, I'm not going to go over all the paragraphs. I'm just going to read the first kind of couple of sentences, and then we'll move on to the next one. The Ambassador Program information here. So what is a community ambassador? The Community Ambassador Program supports local in-person Pokemon communities around the globe, empowering their experience. All right. So the ambassadors can receive special perks or communities like item codes and swag and stuff like that to hand out, which is pretty nice. And again, we're going to go ahead and just make this brief. What does a community ambassador do? Are they an employee or a volunteer? All right, so a lot of people are wondering this. A community ambassador is not a Niantic employee, contractor, representative, or a volunteer. But I don't know, you tell me, maybe I'm a little dumb to understand this part. A community ambassador is someone who voluntarily runs an event in their local community with a gratitude and assistance of Niantic gratitude. You gotta love the wording. Yeah, they're like, King of the Castle, go do this, go do that. I'm just joking. I'm just being silly with it. So there you go. You know, it's a quick brush up on that. They're doing it out of the grace of their heart, their own kindness and enjoyment and love for the game, right? Okay. What does Niantic look for in a community ambassador? And things are going to get a little bit dicey here. All right, diversity. Pokemon trainers include people of many nationalities, identities, and ethnicities. We ensure that our community ambassadors do too. So essentially, in a nutshell, just you have to be kind to everybody and no bias. And while we're on this topic, really quick, we're going to go ahead and speak about this. I haven't experienced this. Well, no, I have not. Our community ambassadors are amazing. Okay, they're great, right? So this is nothing to do with them. But I have heard stories where people are having to deal with kind of a, you know, to put it bluntly, an asshole type of community ambassador who thinks he's like high and mighty and can, you know, kind of control the narrative of a lot of things that they don't need to be controlling the narrative of, and just all around just being bossy. Okay, issues. I'm sure some of you have stories on that, but again, this is not to attack my local ambassador whatsoever. I've just heard about it. So you could run into people who qualify, pass all the screenings, but then in person they're a completely different person. So there's that, because, you know, human nature is human nature. All right, how to become a community ambassador? Fill out the application if you click this link here. So we'll go ahead and take a look. So this is what it'll look like. I guess I'll put a link for it down there. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. So the steps that you need to fill out an application at the end of the page. After the initial review of your application, you will be invited to join the community of applications and continue with the vetting process. So it's a pretty big thing here. They have to really make sure you're good to go. So there is that. How does Niantic vet their community ambassadors? All right. So applications for you know, they're just going to go through your account, right? Make sure, you know, you didn't do anything stupid on social media. I don't think they're going to be like hunting you down. So what's your social security number? You know, what's your full name? And, you know, all these little things. You just have to, you know, probably just pass a few things. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory right here. Applications, Pokemon Go accounts will be checked for any history of cheating or anything like that. So, you know, basically they're just going to run through your account and maybe your social media. I don't know. But there is that. What are the requirements for a community? All right, so this one could be a little unfortunate for some people here. So community leaders must be over the age of 18, which is, you know, acceptable. Community leadership should have rules and regulations in place to ensure that the members are over the age of 13. And I would assume if you're under 13, you just be accompanied by an adult. Communities must be public and accessible to anyone to join, so essentially nobody can be excluded, no being biased. Well, unless you had some sort of a troublemaker, I mean, I don't know. don't know how you deal with that, so that's a little unfortunate if you do, though. So communities must be public and accessible for anyone to join. Your communities cannot be locked behind any form of paid gate, such as Patreon or some sort of a membership. So that's pretty self-explanatory too. All right, moving it on here. Community is small. Can it apply? Your community must include at least 10 trainers. So you have to have at least 10 people in your area for you to be able to even have a community ambassador, okay? What are the requirements for the community ambassador to run? So, be held safety. You just have to make sure everything's running good. If there's bad weather, make sure you don't have people come out to the bad weather. Be held in person. Focus on in-game experience such as raid hours, community day, battle days, or other events. Make sure you're on time and all that good stuff. Have at least 5 attendees and have a community ambassador present. So they kind of have to be there too for these events, right? So this video is getting a little lengthy here. What does a community ambassador receive for being part of the community ambassador program? The community ambassador will be featured on the official community page so other trainers can find or join the event. Community ambassadors who register and run the events through the program will receive special incentives like item codes and swag to share with their communities for community days and other events. So, it's a pretty nice little gig here. If you have extra time on the side, then yeah, it'll be amazing. I'm not even gonna say I can run for you. You're gonna see what's here we go. Look, this video here. So I just said, the hell with all these screenshots. Let's just run through it. You can kind of pause it if you want. There's cheating part 1, cheating part 2, cheating part 3, cheating part 4, cheating part 5, I think. Community ambassadors' accounts must be in good standing to pass the check with Niantic in order to qualify. That's pretty much one of the biggest vetting processes here. Cheating part 2, tricks. Essentially, they say you can't do loopholes or something to mess with your settings to kind of bypass something to find a loophole, essentially, and in a way you're kind of cheating. So just play right, don't screw around. Like I did this thing once where if you go to a Pokestop, there's 3 Pokestops here, right? If I went there, turn off my GPS, and I can stay, my character would stay there, I can go home and I'll still spin the Pokestops. I made a video on that, so that already disqualifies me. So there you go. I can't be one. That's all right. All right. 3, phone cheats. Oh, that's the one I was talking about. I got a little ahead of myself. 4, third-party cheats. Self-explanatory, right? Don't use third-party. That's going to be conflicting with what you're not supposed to be using. Simply put, spoofing apps, okay? When you use those, you're pretty much disqualified already, right? 5, like I said, there's a ton of these here. There are only a few examples. If you are unsure, then check Niantic. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff you have to really worry about. It's kind of a lot going on here, to be honest with you. But anyways, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put up the video of me catching Raikous. Go ahead and start that right now. I did purchase the 200 Pokecoins after each one because the Stardust gains are just that insane. It's not like one of those special Gigantamax days where you get like 75,000 per stinking Gigantamax raid, but it's still quite a bit, especially with the star piece on here. So I just used 3 Excadrills or 2 Excadrills and then add a Venusaur in the back. I very rarely got to the Venusaur. I think it was just mostly the Excadrills. But yeah, for the most part, I had a good time. I met a couple of new people, added somebody. I did open my friends list, or at least my options, so that when people see me in a raid that they can add me. I don't know how long I'm going to keep that on because it's just really starting to stack up. So just have to see. Got an XL. Hey, that's cool, I guess. All right, moving it on to the next one here. Now, what did I get? What was like my prize here, Well, we'll see when we get there. Now, do you want to go out there and get yourself a Raikou? Yeah, it's going to be top tier electric type Dynamax / Gigantamax when we have other electric types out there. But this is definitely going to be up on the list, so you can take out those water types and those flying types. Definitely a good option, okay? So keep that in mind. And you can also get a shiny, so hey, that'll be a plus too, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep it going here. Again, I am purchasing the 200 every time. You're like, wow, you're just throwing money at Niantic, huh? Well, folks, when you play as much as me, you try to get as much Stardust as physically possible. And when they're handing it out like candy on Halloween, not really, you're kind of paying for it, but in a sense, when they're handing out so much, you just go for it. You go for the gusto. Why not? Look it. There you go. There you go. What is that? 98? 15, 15, 14? Essentially a functional 100? Oh, hell yeah. That's what we're talking about right here. So yeah, I'm happy. Done. It's in the bag. We're finished here, folks. So, yep. I will be powering that one up. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a bunch more Raikou Dynamax raids. I'll probably do a couple here and there. But what I'm going to be focusing more on is when they bring back regular Raikou into the raid so I can stack up enough XL candy to actually power it up. Because right now I'm sitting on not that much, right? It's not that much. But there you have it, folks. Just wanted to bring you a quick video and let you know a little bit about the community ambassador if you're a little confused on that. Maybe you left even more confused, but I'll put a good explanation out there without going over every single little detail. And as far as my Raikou raids today, they were fantastic. So anyways, if you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.